Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? As if, at some point back there, someone wrote a script for you and you simply accepted the role? You wake up, look in the mirror, and see a face that carries the weight of all the no's you've ever heard, of all the times you were told you weren't good enough, or that life is just the way it is. The truth hurts, but it is liberating. Your current identity is a construction. You weren't born anxious, you weren't born destined for scarcity, and you certainly weren't born to be just another face in the crowd. What you call me is, in fact, a patchwork quilt made of childhood traumas, opinions of teachers who don't even remember your name, and the fear of your parents that ended up becoming yours. You became such a perfect character that you forgot you're the one holding the pen. Imagine your mind is like a house. Over the years, you let strangers walk in and paint the walls, choose the furniture, and lock doors you didn't even know existed. Today, you live cornered in a tiny spot in that house, believing that cramped space is all you deserve. Wake is not here to give you new furniture. We are here to set fire to that house and show you that you own the land. If you want a new life, the person you are today must courageously cease to exist. Have you ever promised that on Monday everything will be different, but by Tuesday you were already doing the exact same things? It's not a lack of willpower. It's your body that got addicted to your sadness. Every time you feel like a victim, every time you complain or feel fear, your brain releases a rush of substances that your body has learned to love. Your old identity is like an old shoe. It has holes, it's ugly, but it's comfortable, because you already know every callus it causes. When you try to be someone new, someone prosperous, someone confident, someone light, your body goes into withdrawal. It starts screaming, "Hey, where is that familiar stress? Where is that worry about the bills that makes us feel alive?" Changing your life is scary because deep down you're afraid of being nobody if you stop suffering. You've identified so much with your problems that if they vanish, you don't know what's left. But listen closely. The vacuum that emerges when you stop being who you were isn't an abyss. It's the space where your true strength will be born. You need to endure the discomfort of being nobody for a while so your soul has room to breathe again. Life doesn't give you what you ask for. Life gives you what you accept. If you see yourself as someone who is trying to improve, life will give you infinite opportunities to just keep trying. The universe doesn't hear your words, it reads your posture. If you walk into a room feeling like you don't belong there, every atom in that room will conspire to make you feel like an intruder. This is where most fail. They want a life of luxury but maintain a survival mindset. They want an incredible love, but deep down they feel like a burden to others. This internal struggle is what stalls your life. It's like trying to accelerate a car with the parking brake on. You make a lot of noise, waste a lot of energy, burn the engine, but you don't move. To change your destiny, you need a soul audit. Where are you still accepting crumbs of attention? Why do you still stay silent when you should speak? Being a wake operator means you tear up the victim contract you sign with the world. You stop asking for permission to be happy. You take control. You stop looking at what's happening out there to decide who you are, and you start deciding who you are so that out there changes on its own. How do you prove to the world and to yourself that you've changed? It's not through grand speeches, it's through the small things. The system tracks you by your habits. If you want to break your past, you need to become unpredictable to it. Start by changing how you inhabit your body. If your old self walked with slumped shoulders and a lowered gaze, your new self walks with an open chest, occupying the space that is yours by right. Change the tone of your voice. If you used to speak inward, start projecting your voice with the certainty of someone who knows what they're saying. Organize your room, your desk, your life. External chaos is just a reflection of your old internal chaos. Before you go to sleep, don't keep reviewing the mistakes of the day. That is just feeding the ghost of the past. Instead, feel the weight of the person you want to be. Don't just imagine, but smell, touch, and feel the peace of mind of someone who has already arrived. Feel the calm of someone who no longer needs to prove anything to anyone. When you do this, you are literally teaching your brain to live in a future that hasn't arrived yet. And when your internal world changes, the external world has no choice but to reorganize itself to follow you. The highest level of freedom is when you realize you don't need any label at all. You aren't the rich one, you aren't the poor one, you aren't the winner. These are just roles you play on the stage of life. You are the consciousness observing the theater. When you reach this state, you become invincible. Fear vanishes because fear needs an ego to bite. If you aren't attached to an image of being perfect, no one's criticism can touch you. If you aren't attached to the past, it can no longer haunt you. You become fluid. You can be whoever you need to be to overcome every challenge, but deep down, you remain at peace, knowing your true essence is untouchable. You stop fighting life and start dancing with it. You realize that difficulties aren't punishments. They are just tests to see if you are still attached to your old self. When you stop defining yourself by what you do, what you have, or what others think of you, you finally discover what it means to be free. You are no longer playing the game, you've become the owner of the board. After you decide to change, life will test you. Old problems will knock on your door, people from the past will reappear trying to pull you into the same old fights, and doubt will whisper in your ear, "Who do you think you are to change?" This isn't a sign that you failed. It's a sign that the system is trying to pull you back into the cell. It wants you to feel safe in mediocrity. To win this test, you need an iron discipline with your mind. Treat every thought of doubt like a virus. Don't argue with it. Don't give it attention. Just clear your mind and return to your new frequency. Maintain your new identity as an absolute certainty, as if it were a law of nature. When the world realizes that you no longer waver, that you're not going back, it will finally yield. The struggle ends. Things start to happen on their own. Money, opportunities, and the right people start to appear without you needing to beg. Why? Because you became the kind of person who naturally attracts these things. You are no longer seeking your destiny, you are the destiny. The person you've been until today was just a shell. A version limited by fears that weren't even yours. But today the key to the cell has been handed to you. You don't need anyone's permission to be reborn. You only need the courage to leave behind what no longer serves you. Your old self died the moment you decided you deserved more. If you are ready to take command of your story, leave a like. This is your public commitment to your new life. Subscribe to Wake. We don't teach theories, we accompany your awakening. Go now to the comments and affirm your new truth. Type the command that ends your past and begins your future. Identity renewed. By writing this, you are telling the world that the old you no longer exists. The past has been erased. Your new path starts now under your authority. The command is yours. The horizon is infinite. I am the architect. Welcome to Wake.